Uh-oh. We're live. Possibly. We're getting all our technology issues straightened out here at the Cardone Group, working through all the final details to go live to you for another edition of Automotive Fridays. That's right. It's the Cardone Group. It's sunny Central Florida, and we are coming to you live on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Grant Cardone's YouTube channel. We are talking about today handling customers' objections in the sales process. That's right. You're going to run into them. You're going to run into objections. You're going to have people telling you no. That's okay. That's part of the deal. And we've got stuff falling. Our studio is coming apart here, but that's okay. We've got it handled. So I'm going to start off talking about the power of agreement. And Grant in Seller Be Sold, Selling the Secret to Success, actually, he's talking about the magic of agreement. It says, always agree with the customer. Always, 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 that's right, 3 always, agree with the customer. And it looks like we're broken on Facebook at the moment. We're trying to get that resolved. So if you were watching, we'll be back. Always, always, always agree with the customer. And this is the single most important and most commonly violated rule in all of selling. If you want agreement, you've got to be agreeable with customers. So when we look at what's going on in the sales process and we look at how we're engaging customers, one of the biggest stumbling blocks that we see with salespeople continually is not agreeing early in the process, right? There's no reason to fight a customer. We have a saying, right? We want to ride them, don't fight them. So every single customer, there's only one goal we have. It's to get deeper into the sales process. How do we get deeper into the sales process? Well, you got to agree, period, right? Customer comes in and says they're not buying today. You don't need to say why, right? That's not the right answer right now. We need to be positive. We need to agree with the customer. We also need to understand that statistics are currently on our side because we know what? Customers are only going to visit 1.2 to 1.6 dealerships. You got a pretty good chance that you're going to sell a car if you got a customer standing in front of you. So what do you need to do? You need to agree. You got to agree to get them deeper. Doesn't mean to lie. Doesn't mean to do any of that. It just means to agree with the customer at this point in time because there's no reason fighting. There's no reason to have an objection at this moment in time. So what are some phrases that you can use? You're right. I'm with you. I agree. Let's see what I can do. I understand. I'll make that happen. Done. And then my 2 personal favorites are no problem and excellent. So when we're thinking about this and we're looking at how we're going to get deeper into the process at any point in time, we need to understand what are our possible customers' objections. You, as a professional salespeople, need to know what your customer is likely going to say to you. That means, right, what are the objections? What are those objections that you're going to hear? And then if you know what they're going to say, you can plan for how you're going to handle it. So what are the 2 that we just said? We want to have some positive statements that we can use whenever a customer has an objection, right? I like simple. I really, truly do. These 2 right here have been very powerful for me. No problem and excellent, right? It really doesn't matter what a customer is saying. It really doesn't matter what the situation is. I talk about this a lot, and I've told the story many a times to many different groups of people. I learned about the power of agreement back in 1990. Gosh, this has been a long time. 1996, right? I listened to one of Grant's tapes back in 1996 about the power of agreement. And when I started playing with this concept and I started dating my wife, and we started having conversations and we started going through different elements of our conversations, she realized that I really didn't argue with her. In fact, I'd agree with her. And so our relationship matured. And she said to me one time, why are you not arguing with me? Why are you agreeing? And I said, well, that's one of the things that you have to do. It takes 2 people to fight, right? It takes 2 people to fight. So I'm agreeing with you so we can get past this, figure out what we need to do next. And she said, well, what is that, one of your sales techniques? And so I told her how it all came about and how I learned about it. And so now, whenever I agree with her, she'll look at me and say, are you really agreeing with me? Or are you just agreeing to agree? Because that's the magic of agreement, right? It takes 2 people to fight. So whenever somebody says something, I don't care what it is, I can respond, no problem or excellent. I understand, done, I'll get it handled. I'll make that happen. Man, I've got an itchy eye today, so excuse me as I rub my eye again. So we can use those words and those phrases to be positive. Now, here's something else that I want to tell you. I really, truly believe that the single most important thing that we can do is protect our attitude. How do we do that? Well, we need to use positive words and phrases, right? We can't be negative. We can't be negative on what we say to a customer. And we really need to not be negative when we're hanging out with the other salespeople either. One of the things that drives me insane is when I'm talking to a bunch of salespeople and they're looking out on the lot and they see a customer come in and they look over and they're like, oh man, you can have him. That dude couldn't buy his mama's love, right? There's no reason to do that. Why are we putting a customer down that we haven't even engaged with, right? We need to treat everybody like they're worth $1 million. And sometimes I get a little bit irritated and I've said to a salesperson, what, you can buy your mama's love, right? Standing here with that kind of an attitude, come on, let's be positive. So let's protect the words that we're saying. Let's be positive in how we say stuff. And that's the reason why I like no problem and excellent, because those are positive phrases that keep me in a positive mindset. It doesn't matter to me. There is no problem right now. If a customer tells me I'm not buying today, guess what? No problem. Why? Because I know I'm going to do everything in my power to sell them a car. And that's what you need to do as well. It really, truly isn't a problem right now, unless you make it a problem. I tell this story a lot. When I first started selling cars back in 1989, I was a typical 90-day wonder, right? I started out selling cars. 90 days I could do no wrong. I was the number one salesperson every month in a row for 3 months in a row. That fourth month, man, I couldn't find my shoelaces. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't close a door, couldn't sell anybody. And I started tracking how many people said they were just looking, right? Because I never sold anybody that was just looking. Every time a customer said they were just looking, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to handle it. I couldn't sell them. So this was a long time ago, 1989. Trainer came in, or a salesperson for a trainer. The trainer's name is Jackie Cooper, and they were selling tickets to go see Jackie Cooper. At the time, I think the tickets were like $395 or $595, whatever it was, and I paid it. The reason why I paid it was because the salesperson selling the tickets said, hey, at the seminar, Jackie's going to tell you how to handle things like I'm just looking, I'm not buying today, that price isn't good enough. And I'm like, well, if he can handle that, I can't sell a guy that's just looking right now. I'm going. So I went to this seminar. I got there, and Jackie was a showman, right? He's up there on the stage, and he was larger than life, and he's doing this whole deal. And I'm watching, and I'm like, man, this guy isn't for me because this doesn't work. And then Jackie says, hey, y'all ever have anybody that comes in that says they're just looking? And I'm like, ooh, okay, this is why I'm here. This is what I paid all my money to see. So I got out my little pen and I'm ready to take my notes. And he says, this is what you say. You say, you just looking to look or you looking to buy? Because if you're looking to buy, I'm your man. If you're looking to look, there's a mall right up the street. You can go look at any make, any model, any color. But if you want to buy a car, I'm your guy. I was like, oh, no. Oh, no. I can't do that. I can't do that. I don't, that's not me. That's not my personality, right? So I'm pretty depressed. I leave out of the dealership. I go back, and sure enough, who's the first customer I get? Somebody said they're just looking. I said, okay, I'll help you look. That's all I said, right? I sold them a car. And that was the end of my negative streak on just looking. Now, looking back on that, many years later, I realized that I was the one that was causing me not to be able to sell a car to somebody that was just looking. I was right. It was me. It was because of my attitude, right? I was the one that, as soon as they said it, I was like, I'm out. I ain't selling them a car. Ain't happening. So you need to protect that attitude. And the way that we do it is through positive phrases, right? I don't care if a customer comes in at the moment and says, I need a car, but I just filed bankruptcy, right? What am I going to say? No problem. Because I can't change it. The only thing I can do is do a good enough job in my sales process so that when I get to the end, the customer wants the car bad enough that they figure out what they need to do to help me get this deal done, okay? It isn't going to change anything that's going to happen. My job, get to the next step, write the customer up, get them to say yes, and then we'll figure out what we have to do. I promise you, my attitude's a bigger problem than the ability to get that guy financed, okay? That's what we have to do. We have to protect it. So use those positive words and phrases. No problem. Excellent. I understand. Done. I'll get that handled, right? All of those are critical because it's going to help you get deeper. So now let's look at what are some of the common objections that we hear from a customer, right? Primarily at point of contact where I'm talking about. But what you'll find interesting is that you'll hear the same objection at point of contact when you greet the customer. You'll hear the same objection later in the process before you take them on a demo drive. They'll be like, well, I'm not really buying today. I don't need to take it for a drive. And you'll hear the same objection again for a third time right before the write-up. Because each one of those are commitment phases for the customer. They're going deeper into the process and they realize they're getting closer to purchasing the car. So I greet the customer. Welcome to the dealership. What can I get you information on today? My name's Derek. Be more than happy to help you, right? Simple, boom, right? I'm looking for a Watson Mobile, great selection. We've got plenty of Watson Mobiles in stock. My job's simple, help you find the car that's right for you and your family. When you're ready, I'll get you all the information you need. I'll get you price, I'll get you estimates on down payment, monthly payment. I even get you figures on the car you're driving today. How does that sound, Mr. Customer? Well, that's great, but what? Now you're gonna start to hear the objections. So we're going to talk about the most common objections right now, and we're going to then look at how we can actually handle them in a positive manner so that we can get deeper into the process. I think the number one objection that we still hear the most is, I'm not buying today, right? I try not to talk when I'm turned around because I feel like the audio, I don't have a lavalier mic yet. We're going to get one soon, but I don't want to mess up the audio too much. So I'm not buying today. That's the number one objection that we still hear. All right. So when we hear that, right, when we hear that, what do we need to do as a professional? We need to be prepared for how we're going to handle that. We need to be prepared for how we're going to handle that, because ultimately we have to positively get past that. So the very first thing that I want you to say, and I don't really care what the objection is, I really want you to say the same thing every time. No problem. If it doesn't fit, don't use it. If it doesn't work for you, don't use it. Find something that does. Excellent. I'm not buying today. Excellent. Right? No problem. Either one of those is fine. Whatever works for you, let's use it and let's get deeper. Right? So in our 10X Your sales meeting that we do, this is one of the exercises that we go through. And we talk about using these positive words and phrases in a manner that allows us to overcome objections. Because if you have words, then you have weapons. So let's just be professional and let's look at how we can do this. I'm going to read this directly out of the book because I want you to hear it, how it's written. No problem. That would be my fault, not yours. Allow me the opportunity to show you our inventory and give you figures on the vehicle of your choice. I'm confident that when you're ready to make a purchase, you'll want to do business with us. And by the way, you always have the right to change your mind. But are you driving a What's It Mobile today? And we're going to redirect and we're going to go to the next step, which is that building the buyer profile around the customer's current car, right? So what did we start with? No problem. That's all we did. Simple. It's easy. No problem. Right? Hey, not buying today. No problem. That would be my fault, not yours. Allow me the opportunity to show you our inventory and give you figures on the vehicle of your choice. I'm confident that when you're ready to make a purchase, you'll want to do business with us. And by the way, you always have the right to change your mind. Are you driving a What's It Mobile today? So we're able to go through and we're able to engage the customer and we're able to get deeper into the process. Remember, right now, there's nothing that we're going to do to sell them a car. We've met them. They said they're not buying today. There's no reason to fight it. I was actually doing some mystery shop work with one of our OEM partners, and the things that were said at point of contact drive me crazy because there's no reason to get into conflict, right? We need to agree with the customer. I saw so many times where people say, I'm not buying today. Why not? What do we got to do to sell you a car today? Right? None of that matters. You can't close the deal. You've been with the guy for 30 seconds. We just need to acknowledge it. We need to be positive. We need to move on. Okay. Does that make sense? No problem. That's it. Okay. So, only have 10 minutes of my time, right? I got a limited amount of time, whatever it is. I'm on my lunch break. I got to go pick up my kids. I've only got 30 minutes. I only got 20 minutes. So I'm just going to put 10 minutes up here. There's two things that we need to think about right now. Number one, Grant talks about it in one of his books. We talk about it all the time with our training. If a person says that you only have 10 minutes, you know what they're telling you? You have 10 minutes for you to convince me to spend more time with you. That's what they're telling you. They're limiting their engagement because they don't want to waste it. They don't want to waste the time on somebody that's not worth it. So right now, they're telling you, you've got 10 minutes for me to make a decision to spend more time with you. The challenge is that if you try and convince them in 10 minutes that they can't do what they want to do in 10 minutes, you're never going to get the opportunity to sell them a car. They're going to be gone. Oh, look at that time. Got to go pick up little Timmy. I got to go. Thanks for the time. I don't want to waste any more time with you, and they check out. What we need to do is we need to be positive and professional, and we need to give the buyer hope that we're the right people and the right dealership to do business with. So I only have 10 minutes. No problem. 10 minutes is more than enough time. Allow me to provide you figures on the vehicle of your choice in addition to estimates on down payment, monthly payments, and figures on your vehicle. This way, you'll have all the information you need to make a well-informed decision without spending any more of your valuable time at a dealership. By the way, are you driving a What's It Mobile now? Right? We need to get into action. You'll be amazed at how many of these customers, when you agree and you move forward with an offer of information, will actively say, yep, let's go, boom, and then they're into it, right? You need to act like these people have already done 9 hours of research. They don't want to be sitting there with you. They didn't come to find a new best friend. They came, they created a buffer zone, right? This is me telling you, you've only got 10 minutes for me to make a decision to stay here. We have all sold cars to people that only had 10 minutes worth of time. We all have, right? We've all sold cars to people that have to go pick up their wife or have to go pick up their kids, or we have to be somewhere else. It happens all the time. It's just a buffer. Don't let it overwhelm you. No problem. Boom. Keep moving forward. No problem. 10 minutes is more than enough time. Allow me to provide you figures on the vehicle of your choice, in addition to estimates on down payment, monthly payments, and figures on your vehicle. This way, you'll have all the information you need to make a well-informed decision without spending any more of your valuable time in automobile dealerships. By the way, you're driving a Ford today. You're driving a Automotive today. Okay, so I'm giving you the full answer. You can make this as simple as possible, right? I only got 10 minutes. No problem. Let's get started. No problem. Let's make the most use of your 10 minutes. I'll get you price, estimates on down payment, monthly payment, and figures on your car you're driving today. Is that your vehicle? I'll go ahead and get it written up right now. Right? Move. Get into action. Don't waste time. Okay? All right, let's look at some other ones that are common. Ooh, my personal favorite. I'm just looking. Statistically, what do we know? We know if they're at a dealership, they're done looking. They've done all their looking, people. They're ready to buy. They did their 9 hours worth of research, right? They've been to the 10 different websites. They are ready to go. They're not just looking anymore. This is a deal. Don't screw it up. Don't get in the buyer's way. Keep moving forward. I was talking to a dealer the other day in Pensacola, right? And he told me, he said, man, I can't believe you just said that. He said, I said the exact same thing in the sales meeting the other day. He said, I told my salespeople, guys, if a person's here, they've already done all their research, right? The statistics are overwhelming. The people are spending their time without us doing the research, and then they're coming in and they're ready to buy. Don't screw it up. Get out of the way. Man, it's so easy. Hey, I'm just looking. No problem. I understand you're just looking. We recognize that all of our customers are in various stages of the selection process. Allow me to show you specific vehicles that will save you money. In addition to those vehicles, I'd be happy to provide you with figures on any vehicle you choose. In addition to estimates on down payment, monthly payments, and figures on your present vehicle. By the way, are you driving a Automotive today? There is no reason to get into an argument with a customer, right? There's no reason to ask why at this point in time. The only thing that we need to do is continue moving forward and continue to solidify our role as an information provider. It's that simple. The easier you make it for you to be the primary information provider for a customer, the easier it will be for them to say yes to you. That's what we're after. That's what you're after. Keep giving them information, keep getting them deeper into the process. No problem. I'm just looking. No problem. I understand you're just looking. We recognize that all of our customers are in various stages of the selection process. Allow me to show you specific vehicles that will save you some money. In addition to those vehicles, I'd be happy to provide you with figures on any vehicle of your choice. In addition to figures, I'll get you estimates on down payment, monthly payment, even figures on the car you're driving today. By the way, is that your Automotive right there? It's simple, man. Don't get in your own way. Keep moving. Keep moving forward. Keep being the information provider. Don't be a hindrance, okay? Best price. So with the internet and all the pricing that's out there, we still have customers that are coming in and they're asking for the best price. Why? Why are they asking for best price? Again, what are they trying to do? They're trying to create that buffer zone, okay? They're trying to put you in a position where you're having to react to them. And if we start in with all the different things that I have heard people say, it is going to just delay the process of getting in there. Best price is no problem, right? So remember, anything that's said right now, you're more than likely going to hear it again before the demo and then before the write-up. You're going to hear these things. Hell, with best price, you're probably going to hear it in the negotiations again too. It's okay. They might be repetitive with it, but you're still moving forward, okay? You're moving forward, right? So best price, hey, no problem. I'll be happy to get you the best price on the vehicle. In addition to price, allow me to provide you with estimates on down payment, monthly payment, and figures on your present vehicle. Are you driving a Automotive now? Listen, all we're doing is an agreeing, right? Telling a customer best price comes from my desk and they won't give it to us until we demo or drive a car, right? Until we take the car on a test drive. That's not going to get you deeper into the process. Customer's going to do what? They're going to check out. They're going to go, oh, look at the time. I got to go, right? Or they'll go look at the vehicle and they'll ask you for the best price again, and you're still not going to be able to get deeper. Don't worry about it. You're going to get to price, right? That's our goal. And I am of the firm belief that the reason why the customer's here is because they already saw the price on the website. They compared that to 3 other dealers' prices on the website, and they came in because you guys got a great price. That's what I really, truly believe, okay? You need to be proud of that price. You need to be able to defend that price. You need to be able to put yourself in a position so there's no digital disconnect. We'll talk about digital disconnect some more, but I want to get one more in here before we get out of here. One of the other ones that we hear on a consistent basis has to do with credit or interest rate or financing, right? So it's some combination of, we're just going to put financing questions. I'm going to use interest rate because it's easy, right? This applies to payments, this applies to financing, this applies to interest rates. It doesn't even matter. Anything that falls into that financing bucket, you can handle like this, right? So what's the interest rate? My credit's challenged. What kind of interest rate can I get? Hey, no problem. We're finance professionals. Providing you with the best rate possible, that's the easiest part of my job. In addition to the rate, allow me to get you estimates on down payment, monthly payment, even figures on the car you're driving today. How does that sound, right? By the way, are you driving a What's It Mobile today? All it does, we take whatever they're asking for, financing, credit, interest rate, we tell them that we're a professional, we're going to get them that. And then we go directly into providing additional information. In addition to the financing, in addition to the interest rate, addition to helping figure out what your credit is, we will also get you those down payments and monthly payments to go with it, because that's a critical part of the decision-making process, right? So provide that information overload, take them to the next level and move forward. But again, have to be positive, right? That we don't need to, if somebody asks a question like this, responding by saying, well, interest rate doesn't matter until you've picked out a vehicle, is not going to help you get deeper into the process, because now you've put up a block. You have to be able to answer it positively and professionally right up front. Okay, I've thrown a lot at you. And the number one thing, right? Always agree first, right? Get that agreement in there. No problem. Excellent. And then move into providing additional information and information overload. Okay, I got 3 things that I want to talk about. Number 1, kind of washed out, but up here on the video board, you can see that is Grant Cardone's Automotive closes. We got a sale going on right now. That's right. We got a sale. Sale. There's a sale right now on our website, $9.97 for the audio copy of Grant Cardone's Audio Closes. It's excellent. If you're in the automobile business, the link is in the description. The link's on our Facebook page. It's in our Instagram profile. Click on it, grab it. It's $10. You can't go wrong with that. So get you a copy of that while it's up there for $9.97. Second thing, ePencil, our deal desking technology. We've had a lot of developments in the last couple of weeks. We just rolled out a new version release to our clients. Anybody that is still desking deals with a Sharpie or is desking deals that can't present a lease and a retail automagically on the same sheet in less than 30 seconds, hit us up, info@cardonegroup.com, and we'll schedule an ePencil demonstration for you. Last thing that I'm going to tell you about today before we wrap this up is express buying. Digital retailing is a huge thing right now. We created the market space with ePencil back in 2001, brought it to NADA in 2001, and it's really been at the forefront of deal desking since then. We took the logic and the abilities inside of ePencil and brought that into our express buying product, which allows you to have a lease and retail payment instantly on every single one of your cars in stock on your website to help customers get deeper into the process that way. If you're interested in express buying, info@cardonegroup.com, and we will get you a demo on that as well. Either one of those demos, 15, 20 minutes. And as always, anytime you get a demo from us, we'll give you a free token just for playing, right? You'll get you a download coupon for one of the audiobooks or something special for your dealership. So I appreciate you. Lindsay, as always, our social media guru, amongst all of her other titles, will be watching all the posts. Anybody that shares this, she throws it into a hat, pulls out some names, and sends out free gifts for doing it. So share this on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wherever you want to share it. Share it up for us. We appreciate you. It's Automotive Fridays. I'm Derek Simons. It's the Cardone Group. We'll be back next Friday, and good Lord knows what we're going to talk about. But I really appreciate you. Thank you for the time. Remember, agree first. Always agree first. Talk to you next week.